it's important to tell you, stop doing your dream and pay attention.
If you're thinking of giving up on your dream because it's taking too long or people are pressuring you to move on, you might just want to watch this video first.
Attention.
The Revelations, where the future is history.
Hey, I'm Joe Connor, also known by some as the Red R, creator of the Revelation series.
Oh yeah, you may be wondering what even is The Revelation series. Well, here is my 25-year-old dream in 12 seconds.
The Revelations, Trials and Tribulations is a groundbreaking post-apocalyptic graphic novel series created by illustrator and filmmaker Joe Connor. The series is presently being adapted into a thrilling animated science fiction film project.
This passion project, God first inspired me to take on as an assignment back in 2001. And it's been with me for almost 25 years now. Wow. This project has been full of many ups and downs. I've been told countless times that my story has given people hope, encouraged them to continue to move forward with their dreams. I've had about a dozen other projects that have begun and ended throughout the entire lifetime of this main project. It still has been a dream of mine for many years, but it hasn't been the only one. And each one has come with its fair share, opposition, obstacles, and naysayers. Some naysayers who have literally cursed me and my projects. So I've been called many things: dreamer, artist, an artist with dreams, an artist who dreams. A side note, I do actually have dreams, sleeping dreams. I keep a dream log, so I actually log down everything. Many of my dreams have actually come true in waking life. I've had dreams about working with certain celebrities that I didn't know, or certain pro athletes that played with one team in real life, but in my dream, they played for my favorite team, which happened to be the Lakers. And at the time, I was like, that's kind of strange that they're not with their actual team in the dream. But when I started working with them on a project months later in real life, they ended up signing with my team at the very same time that I was working with them on the project. So super strange stuff like that happens in my dreams frequently, and I feel like there's purpose in that. But I digress. That's not the type of dream this video is about. Dream jobs and dream projects. That's the type that we're talking about today. Over the course of my career, I've had several dream jobs and passion projects. Some have spanned over the course of a 20-year period. Many have been fulfilling, some have fizzled out over time, and there were a few that were just filled with life-sucking frustration and really painful anxiety. But the question is how you tell a difference between these different types, and when is actually the time to call it quits and to move on, especially when there's a fear of missing out on potential or the fear of what would happen if you gave up on a dream too soon. This is typically not an easy decision, but for us artists, many of our dreams are like our babies, and we tend to hold on to them dearly until the bitter end even, and you wouldn't really ever imagine giving up on them. So what's the solution? Well, I'm glad you asked. Through many years of trial and error, the answer for me was surprisingly simple. So something extraordinary happened last month. I had the honor of giving a keynote address at a university here in Los Angeles. I was speaking directly to the art department and the graduating students. The speech I gave was on the topic of why artists must create, why they must create. I wrote it with young artists in mind, the artists who are preparing to enter into their industries, start their careers. I shared my testimony as an artist and believer. And in that collision of those two worlds, it really shaped the majority of my life personally. And I've spoken to schools and mentored plenty of students plenty of times before, but I could really tell that the message I was giving this group really struck a chord with this audience. And it all really culminated when I ended my speech. I ended the speech with a short animated clip from the newest Revelations project. It was received with a rousing applause from the crowd. It reminded me of something. Not only was this dream not dead, but there was an audience, and they were hungry for the story, and they were really interested in how everything came about, because they had their own dreams and their own struggles with those dreams as well. So your dream really isn't only for you. It's likely for others too. And this is something that I go into a lot of detail in my keynote address. Oh, by the way, if you want to see the full keynote address, I think it's about 20-25 minutes. Spam the comments below. Just put keynote in the comments below if you want to watch that full keynote address, where I make all these points and I address these amazing students. We can post that as one of our next videos on this channel if enough of you want to see it. Okay, quickly, I want to go through these 3 points with you. It should be helpful. The first one is comparison. The second one is about not chasing dreams. And 3 is about the kinds of advice you should be listening to. Okay, so I have a lot of notes and I want to make sure I hit all the points so I don't miss anything. The first point, I recently heard this quote. I believe it's from one of the Roosevelts. The quote is, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And I found this to be totally true. Your expectation for something can directly hinder how much or how little you enjoy the result of a certain given thing. So basically, for example, if someone said that they're giving you some cash for your birthday and you receive, say it's $100 in a birthday card, you'd probably be pretty stoked. You're like, yeah, I wasn't expecting it, $100, I can use that, sweet, thank you. That's one scenario. But if before you receive that card, someone they approached you and told you like that they just got another birthday card from this person and they received $10,000 in their birthday card. So your expectation is set to like, well, that's what they got, so you're expecting that. So you probably would be really disappointed once you open it and you only see like $100. You initially would have been excited about it, but your expectation changed how you receive the thing or the value you put on it. The amount of money didn't actually change, but your expectation did. Another great example of this is a parable in the Bible in Matthew 20. It's the parable of the workers in the vineyard. It illustrates this point perfectly. And if you haven't read that scripture, definitely pick up a Bible, read Matthew 20. It is spot on. And this applies to your dreams too. A successful career, family, or anything really. It can apply to all these things. Our dreams are very personal to us. And like for me, it always felt like a calling and something that was bigger than just me and what I wanted to do. So when we let other people's path influence our own, it can take us off track, even to a place where we never meant to be or ever thought we would go in. So we need to set proper expectation and goals for our dreams. So if your goals sound anything like, I want to do this to be famous or rich, or I want 1 million subscribers, or I want to make $100 million, your dream sounds like it's not really about accomplishing the thing anymore. It seems like it's just about acquiring stuff, or to be as successful, whatever that means, as something that you're comparing your dream to. This is something we must never do.
It's a trap.
Your path is your own. No one's journey is going to look exactly the same as yours. And another quote that I've heard, that it's a great quote that really speaks to this as well. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. When we're online or on social media, wherever, we need to make sure we understand that what we see from other people is often a curated picture of their life or their journey. So typically we're seeing the best of what someone wants everybody to see, not the full journey, not the struggles and things they went through. Comparison in general can breed discontentment with yourself or what you're doing, but especially when you're comparing other people's best to our worst or even our like middle. 2.2. For me, I had to learn that it was never really about chasing my dream. It was never something that I felt like I had to catch, but instead, every time I had the chance to sit down and work on my passion project, my dream, it was about the experience in that moment, what I was creating in the present and what I was called to create. I could see it advancing in like real time, but also I could see that I was advancing, I was growing through the process. I'm sure you've heard of the saying, it's about the journey, not the destination. There's a lot of truth to that with our dreams as well. I felt such growth through the process that I've gone through, and like each season that you go through can be different. And what is needed for that specific moment was, in that time, the focus of what was most important for you to be doing or learning, not necessarily where things are going to be some 5 or even 10 years down the line. But that principle of being present in the moment is something that I had to learn going through the process, and not like setting expectation and goals and timelines. It's even important not to set like arbitrary due dates and timelines, because I would do that to just keep stuff advancing. But then I realized sometimes that was causing me to be discouraged if I didn't hit some arbitrary date or marker that I imposed on it, and it wasn't necessarily what I was called to do or what the timing that God had, because God's timing is what is perfect, not our own. So if you learn that, one thing that is going to save you a ton of stress, for sure. Point three. There's good advice versus bad advice. Is there a time or types of dreams that we should give up on? I personally try to stay away from the whole tell people how to live advice kind of a thing, because everyone's path is their own path, unique to their own set of circumstances. One thing I have found very helpful is to give up on stressing over things that are completely out of your control, and also taking advice from outsiders and opinions on what they think is best for your dream. Like people who don't have anything really to do with your calling, aren't really related to it. I found that the most dangerous advice comes from 2 places. 1, people who mean well but know nothing about your specific calling, and people who do know your calling but mean to do you harm and kind of muck things up. So here's another quote that I feel like illustrates this. Don't let someone that has given up on their dreams talk you out of your dream. Advice and wise counsel is very important, but only if you have a healthy group from your community, surrounding you, a group that you can really trust. It's always a good idea to take a step back and check what dream you're actually pursuing. Is it yours, the God-given, inspired calling, or is it someone else's? One that you're not even sure how you ended up on that path or why you're following it anymore. That's the type of dream that it's good to give up on. One that was kind of shoehorned into your life or forced upon you that isn't really yours or what you ever intended on doing. Okay, so one last thing that I found very helpful. It's important to tell you, stop and pay attention. Does doing your dream bring you joy, or does it bring you exhaustion and anxiety? This is an important question I think to think about in this process. How doing the act of your dream makes you feel will tell you a lot about it, and if you should continue with it even. I found that prayer is an essential component of this process too. God definitely wants to walk alongside you with your dream. I mean, He is the one who actually gave you the calling in the first place. Well, that is, if the dream actually came from Him, because sometimes it could come from another source if we're not really focused and actively praying about this process, what we're supposed to be doing, and walking it out with the Lord as part of this whole process. For me, especially as a believer, that is very key. So I hope that helped you. I wanted to leave those points with you so that you can kind of reflect on it. Pray this video is helpful for you. If it is, please give it a like and subscribe. It really does help YouTube to push this to people who really get something out of it. And it helps if you want to see more inspiring and entertaining content on this channel, just like this video. The project's moving forward and we have a lot of new things we're going to be sharing, things we're going to be posting in the coming days. And I want to make sure you guys have access to all that content as soon as it comes out. So if you have any questions, you need prayer or encouragement, feel free to leave a comment below too. The goal here on this channel is to create an awesome, supportive community of artists and believers. And we hope you guys can join up and to be involved. The stuff that you post or a comment that you bring could be inspiring to other people. Feel free to be engaged in the comments, sharing, liking, and subscribing, of course. So I wanted to say, like, as we close this, when sharing my journey with others, I've been told countless times that my story has given people hope, encourage them to continue to create and move forward with their dreams. And as they go on, I see these young artists create amazing works and do amazing things. I hope that for you guys too. I'd love to see that happen for this community, any young artists, believers watching this. So what we did, we trimmed down one of my more inspirational videos just for you guys. We chopped it down so it's a little bit more concise and short. And the video is from 2018. For my other channel, I'm breaking down my longest standing project, The Revelations, and how I managed to keep that dream alive for over 2 decades. Over 2 decades. Largely by the grace of God. But you guys can watch that video right here.